Welcome to my unboxing of the 1100 from Antec. The Advanced Gaming Authority is what they have to say about this case, and I'm kind of inclined to agree with them at this point, based on what I've seen about the 1100 so far. Maximum expandability, that is up to 330 millimeters long expansion cards, and for whatever reason they don't mention it, but they've also got 9 expansion slots, which is madness. Okay, maximum cooling, so they're showing all the different places you can install cooling fans, including two here, one big one here, and one here. Okay, we've got ease of use, which shows you how you can route your cables. They even show braiding the cables behind, and that is because they have an inordinate amount of space behind the motherboard tray. So you can actually close your panel even if you're running thick old cables like this, PSU intake and front fan filters. Fan connector PCB, which allows you to connect 4 3-pin fans to a single Molex for improved cable management, which is true. 120mm intake at the back, 120mm thermal. Okay, yep, we've covered most of this. Oh, look, that 2 more 120mm on the side. This hard drive mount I'm going to show you, this is cool. Front panel USB 3 and 3 toolless 5¼ inch drive bays, which I have seen in action already, and they do actually work really well, which is good. I'm actually usually not a huge fan of toolless, unless it's like a tech station or something, because, I don't know, something about just putting a screw in it makes it feel more secure and safe to me. But, I guess it doesn't really matter. So let's go ahead and extract the 1100 from its box, which, as always, is very well packaged. Antec has been doing this a long time, so they're using a good quality closed cell foam with about 1 inch of padding on all sides, which is pretty much a necessity if you want the case to make it in one piece. We've actually had sample cases arrive that were not packed with closed cell foam, that looked like they had been shipped not from California, but from the depths of hell to reach us. So, yeah, this one, now that I've said all that, is in immaculate condition, which is good. Okay, let's start at the front. So the 1100 is actually very similar to the P280 in terms of the actual chassis design, but there are some key differences. So we've got our 3 5¼ inch bays, our front headphones, our front USB 2, our front USB 3. You can see this power and reset button placement has been reused from the P280. We've got tons of room for air intake. So we've got the mesh here, and then these are also completely open. See how I can stick my finger through there? So you're getting additional airflow through there as well as the mesh. The front pops off like this. There you go, so you can see how open these are now. Check that out. So it's completely unrestricted airflow, and now you can mount fans here and here, and check this out. Bumps here, 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 and here, which allows you to install these 2 fans with only 4 screws, which is easier and better for gamers because, in my experience, gamers are nothing if not lazy. No offense to the gamers. I'm sure you won't be offended, though, because I think you already knew that. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and let's go this side first. So here we find our side panel, window, nice and big. I'm just going to take these plastics off as we go. We've also got room for 2 rubber grommeted 120mm fans. Once again, you can mount them using only 4 screws. 4 of these are just blanks that will hold the fan in place. Very, very nice. Good thinking, Antec. It's those little innovations that make gamers' lives slightly easier, that make them choose your product over someone else's. So I'm going to take that side panel off, and we're going to go around to the other side panel. Actually, we're going to do the back panel first. So here is a 120mm cooling fan, as well as the I/O ports. We've also got 9 expansion slots, so yes, up to XL ATX motherboards, which is great if you want to run 3-way or 4-way SLI. ATX power supply, and check this out. See these cooling vents here? That's for a good reason, and I'm going to show you why. Because you can actually install, you know what, this is probably easier to show from here. So check this out. You can install a 120mm cooling fan that blows directly at the back of the motherboard, and then exhausts out there. Now, why would you want to do that? Why? Well, I will give you the reason. See, check this out. Very cool. Actually, give me a sec. I'll go get my prop and then I'll be back. All right, here I have my prop now, guys. I've got an X79 board, and I'm going to show you why you might care about having cooling on the back of the board. Check this out. We have PWM components on the back of this board because with all these DIMM slots, there's so little room on these X79 boards for them to put voltage regulation modules. Check this out. MSI board, same thing. Heatsink on the back of the board. What's going to cool that heatsink in most cases? Nothing. So having a little bit of extra cooling, although I probably wouldn't use it as an intake, I would probably use it as an exhaust and just pull air from the outside here and push it out. Could be useful. Okay, so let's keep going on the inside of the case here. Accessories wise, we've got some zip ties, some screws, toolless drive rails, which are really cool. I'm going to show you these in a minute, actually. But here's something to note about them, is see how they're bent? That's on purpose. Okay, so wait. We have a locking fan filter, so you pull that out, you just push it like that, now it's locked, it won't come out, and then you just push it down. That's mostly for shipping. You just want to keep it unlocked if you're actually using the case, right? So you can just pull that out, clean it, slide it back in. It's more convenient than the ones that are from the back of the case, especially that long one in the 800D that is kind of a pain to get out. And I know because I had to do it the other weekend. All right, in terms of drive mounting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3.5-inch drives here. And check this out, we've also got a toolless SSD mount. This is a pressure mount, so you just slide the SSD in. I'm just gonna grab an SSD. So you just slide the SSD in and it gets held there. Sorry guys, here's my SSD. Here's that pressure mount, so you just kind of pop it in there. So you can see there's some friction. You can put in a screw if you want, right about there, and then it will be completely secure. Very cool. Not as cool as the 3.5-inch drive mount though, which I am going to show you at some point. Ultra big CPU cutout, and this is handy because the motherboard CPU socket positions keep changing. So if you have a case where they haven't built in some extra, kind of fudge factor for where it could be located, then you might not end up being able to access the back of the motherboard at all, in which case you can't change the cooler. So Antec thought of that. They made the cutout as big as they possibly could, and you can see even on a new generation X79 board, we have no difficulty with that. There's that top 200mm fan. There's that Molex to 4 3-pin fan connector adapter doodad. So that is allowing us to easily manage the cables of these fans right here. And then we'll also, actually I never showed you guys this on the back, we can also adjust the LEDs for the top fan. We can turn them off or on, and then we can change fan speeds on the P280, but we can't do it on this one. Okay, what else we got here? Yes, cable management. Check this out, guys. Look how thick that is at the back of the motherboard tray. So you can put pretty much like, I don't know, whatever you want back there. And you can still close the side panel because this is the border. So you can put a 24-pin. They show a couple braided cables coming up to the graphics cards on the back of the box. Here are our cable management holes. So you can see these are a nice loose kind of rubber. So you can put cables through them, pull them out, and then it'll still be blocked from view. And last but not least, oh yeah, here, 8-pin hole. So you can run your 8-pin connector up there to the top of your motherboard, and then you've got also other miscellaneous stuff, so you can bring down your front panel connectors, of which there are quite a few, down this way, down to the bottom of your motherboard. And then, haha, yes, this is probably one of the coolest things that I've seen in a while as far as hard drive mounting goes, because let's face it, how interesting can hard drive mounting possibly be? So we're going to go ahead and... how does this work? Yes. Good. Put this on here. Okay, so you just put that on. You put that on there. So this isn't very cool yet, right? So you put this, and you slide it into the case. And you guys are thinking, Linus, we've seen this before. And I'm thinking, yes, but not quite like this one. Okay, now hard drives are worth a lot of money these days. Would I do this? Whoa, right? Okay, now watch this. I am going to protect it a little bit, just in case. That's right. Once you put them on, they cannot be removed, except easily like this. I know, right? So basically, what Antec has created by making this thing bent is a way to secure the hard drive in a way that is very, very secure from both sides. You can see how much I'm pulling on it. Look, I'm actually bending the plastic even more. That's the trick. So if you pull on it from the middle evenly, the hard drive cannot come out, but if you remove it specifically from one side first, then it comes off easily. So I thought that was neat. So thank you for checking out my unboxing and first look at the Antec 1100 gaming case. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.